Di Marcos administration pala niya, Mr. Maravillas, ang salarin. Kaya nga po nagpaimbestiga yung ating Pangulo. Kaya siya nagsuna, inexpose niya. Kasi sabi ng ating Pangulo, bakit tayo umabot sa ganito? Kaya niya sinibak, mga kababayan, si Bunuan. Pero nangyari ito for the past 10 years. Meaning, from 2016, 2026 ngayon, di ba? Hello po mga kababayan, si Dante Maravillas. Sabi ni Ping Lacson, si Chavit Singson daw gusto na mag-testify sa flood control investigation. O di, very good. Yan ang balita ngayon mga kababayan. Sabi ni Ping, he indicated that he wanted to testify. So I said yes. Kung gusto mo niya mag-testify, then we will schedule the hearing. Yung tentative schedule daw, April 14. Di ano niya, Mr. Maravillas, ang mga possibilities na isasabi ni Chavit Singson. Siyempre, yung mga sasabihin niya, yung pabor sa kanya at kay Sara. Nag-gauge na ninyo, mga kababayan. Pero pakinggan pa rin natin. Pero sabi ni Ping Lacson, it would be preferable to hold the hearing sooner as the Senate scheduled to take a break starting March 20 or 21. So sabi niya dito, the Senator emphasized that whether or not an affidavit is submitted, what matters is that Singson's testimony is pertinent to the Blue Ribbon Committee's ongoing investigation regarding the controversial flood control scam. Pati nga daw yung 18 Marines, ex-Marines, open siya dito. Kaya lang, sabi ni Ping Lacson, si Atty. Baligod, hindi pa man niya nagko-communicate sa akin. Sabi dito, he should have communicated with the committee by now kung gusto niya talagang isalang yung 18. Kaya lang niya, wala mang efforts kay Atty. Baligod na isa lang. Sabi ko sa inyo, ang tingin natin po, ang purpose man lang ni Baligod, media mileage. Propaganda po. Pakinggan natin si Ping Lacson. Ito siya.
The committee by now, kung gusto niya talagang isa lang yung 18 or maybe some of the 18.
Parang sa media lang din ang pagpili.
Wala namang effort talaga eh.
Wala daw effort.
Sorry, not insistence. Walang effort na makipag-usap na baka pwedeng tawagin.
Pero in-offer niyo na, sir, di ba?
In-offer ko na, yan.
Kumbaga sir, kung makikipag-usap sana sa inyo, you're willing to meet with Atty. Baligod?
I should really clarify muna. Ano ba ito sabi niyo? Parang do the math. At tingnan natin kung physically possible, no? Logistically possible, edi pag-usapan natin at iisa lang natin. Ayoko lang iwasan ko yung mag-hearing ka, mauwi lang sa contempt.
Kasi di man magsasabi ng
Wala
totoo.
pa kami lugar dito, 18 yung ikukulong mo.
Makukontent lang.
Hindi ko man maiwasan kung mayroong mag-motion to cite them in contempt of the committee. So mag-motion dyan, tapos magbobotohan kami. Eko ipakulong.
So walang betting kay Governor Chavit?
Well, he's a former governor. Kaya I leave it up to him to justify his presence. Mag-testify siya. Anyway, makita na niya naman yung credibility or incredibility whichever the case. Kung sina
Ayan na.
the committee by now, kung gusto niya talagang isa lang yung 18 or maybe some of the 18.
Parang sa media lang din ang pagpili.
Wala namang effort talaga eh.
Nakalata, mga kababayan, na parang sa media man lang gusto nila mag-preskon ng mag-preskon. Yan ang sabi natin, mga kababayan. Propaganda, mileage ang habol para gatungan po yung destabilization. Plus na panira man lang po kay President Bongbong, saka kay Martin Romualdez, pati damay yung ICC. Dinamay po yung ICC. Ngayon, ito yung development ng balita tungkol kay Cabral. Matindi itong kwento dito sa Billionaire News. Oh. Contrary to human experience, AMLAC says Cabral's bank transactions exploded to 1.5 billion pesos after she became DPWH USEC and alleged gatekeeper of kickbacks for Villar, Bonoan, Bernardo. Yan ang balita ngayon mga kababayan dito sa Billionaire News. Sabi niya, no, the former DPWH Undersecretary Maria Catalina Cabral had racked up a total of 1.4 billion pesos ng deposits and withdrawals over the last 10 years daw. Most of it made during the peak of the flood control scam under the Marcos administration. Di Marcos administration pala niya, Mr. Maravillas, ang salarin. Kaya nga po nagpaimbestiga yung ating Pangulo. Kaya siya nagsuna, in-expose niya. Kasi sabi ng ating Pangulo, bakit tayo umabot sa ganito? Kaya niya sinibak, mga kababayan, si Bonoan. Pero nangyari ito for the past 10 years. Meaning, from 2016, 2026 ngayon, di ba? 2015 pa nga pala, to 2025. This according to the Anti-Money Laundering Council, which obtained court approval to freeze the bank and insurance assets held by Cabral, who committed suicide last December, and her children, Cheyenne Stephanie Estamo Cabral and Colin Gabriel Estamo Cabral. Based on documents obtained by billionairenews.com, the financial transactions of Cabral jumped sharply to 1.4 billion 676.6 million in inflows and 789.26 million from 2015 to 2025. Ganon katindi, mga kababayan. So this is 697% more than her total transactions of 183.8 million, 86.92 million inflows, and 96.86 million in outflows before she was promoted to undersecretary. Overwhelmingly, the transactions of Yussi Cabral were clearly not commensurate with their known lawful income, sabi po ng AMLAC. The massive spike in the transactions from 2015 to 2025 coincide with their employment as the public official and DPWH Undersecretary and reported dealings with legislators, sabi po ng AMLAC. So nagets na ninyo, mga kababayan, kaya po yung pinaimbestiga ng ating Pangulo the past 10 years. Kasi kahit nga po yung Familia Diskaya, nagsimulang tumiba sa DPWH 2016. Sabi mismo sa pagtatanong ni Bato de la Rosa. Ito po.
Mga flood control projects, kailan kayo nag-engage ng flood control projects sa DPWH?
Siguro mga 2016
di ba?
onwards.
Please make sure of your answer.
Yes po, 2016 onwards po.
2016 onwards.
Yes po.
2016 onwards.
Parang malulo ni Bato de la Rosa yung kanyang dila. Booking na booking. Makita ninyo. Kahit kay Cabral, 2015, nagsimula pumasok yung milyon-milyon na pera sa kanyang account. So sabi dito, the AMLAC freeze order covered 31 bank accounts held by Cabral and her children spread over Bank of the Philippine Islands, BDO Unibank, Land Bank of the Philippines, Metropolitan Bank and Trust Company, Philippine National Bank, and Security Bank Corporation. It also covered 21 insurance policies and investment accounts with the Allianz, PNB Life Insurance, FWD Insurance, PNB Capital and Investment, and BPI Wealth Trust. AMLAC investigation showed that as Undersecretary Cabral held salary grade 30 equivalent to about 213,000 to 228,000 pesos a month man lang. In her Know Your Client files with PNB in Land Bank, she declared a monthly salary of 100,000 to 500,000 pesos. Ganun lang kababa yung kanyang sweldo, mga kababayan, pero naging billionaire pa nga. So, the AMLAC described the explosion in Cabral's bank transactions as contrary to human experience, particularly during the height of the alleged flood control anomalies from 2022 to 2025. During that period, Cabral's placements in BPI Wealth surged to 110 million while inter-account transfer rose to 150.2 million pesos. So sabi dito sa balita, AMLAC's case against Maria Catalina Cabral drew heavily from the testimony of former DPWH Undersecretary Roberto Bernardo, who portrayed her as the center gatekeeper of DPWH funds during the tenures of Secretary, now Senator Mark Villar, o panahon ni Digong, and later Secretary Manny Bonoan. Bernardo claimed Cabral was the gatekeeper of the department's infrastructure project, including the power to remove, add, delete, or modify insertions of items in the net for infrastructure or the National Expenditure Program, the government's budget blueprint. He also alleged that approved projects carried a 10% kickback, with half supposedly going to Carlo Aguilar, allegedly for then Secretary Mark Villar, Aguilar's cousin, while Cabral and Bernardo got 25% each. Bernardo further claimed he was given 15 billion worth of DPWH projects annually to for Bunuan from 2022 to 2025. According to him, Bunuan required a 15% commitment from the projects, with 3.75% going to Bernardo and the remaining 11.25% split between Bunuan and Cabral. He said Cabral separately managed her own reserve allocation with their own set of kickbacks. Kaya binabaliktaran yung ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos sa issue ng flood control scam. Siya yung nag-expose nito eh. Kaya nagresulta, mga kababayan, sa pag-suicide na lang nitong si Cabral. Ito pang balita ngayon, mga kababayan, sa Inquirer. State witness Roberto Bernardo reveals Balato scheme in Sandigan trial. Yan po si Roberto Bernardo. So sabi dyan, Bernardo taking the witness stand for the first time made the revelation before the Sandigan's 6th Division trial on an anomalous flood control project in Naujan town of Oriental Mindoro province, which former Ako Bicol Party List Representative Saldico is accused. Subject of the Anti-Graft Court Division's trial is the project of SunWest, a company which Co is said to be beneficial owner, worth 89.4 million pesos, with the Office of the Ombudsman said was found to have serious structural deficiencies. Base sa kanyang judicial affidavit, he read from the witness stand, Bernardo said he allegedly received 30 million pesos amount as balato or share from Co, which he said was sent to him through Pacanan's aide and driver. Bernardo said he received a balato amounting to 10 million each year from 2023 to 2025. So yan po ang progress ng mga sinasagawang paglaban ng ating Pangulong Bongbong sa flood control scandal, sa korupsyon sa korupsyon sa DPWH lalo na ngayon po gusto siyang baliktaran. Siya nga po nagsimula niyan sa pagpapaimbestiga. So yan po ang progress ng mga kaso. Kaya yung mga nag-question, ano na niya yung progress ng paglaban? Kumusta na niya yung flood control scandal? Parang wala niyang nangyayari. Anong walang nangyayari? Ito na nga po ang mga developments ng balita. Okay po? Ayan man lang yung ating short video ngayon. Ako po si Dante Maravillas. Bye-bye.